LaTocha Scott. Girl, you are so predictable. We can actually see you coming from way over there. We see you. Hello everyone, I hope all is well. Now just for context, LaTocha Scott, a former member of the group Escape, whose other members include Candy Boris and her sister Tamika Scott. They had this little, situation. It was actually a big situation where Tamika accused her sister of stealing from her along with her husband. Yeah, she and her husband are Bonnie and Clyde. Anyway, now she decided to suddenly show up. And how she did that is because she decided to partake in Chris Brown's Residuals challenge. Now, in that song, in that rendition of the song, she touched on her marriage. She said her marriage is over. She said her heart is broken. She's missing her sister. She spoke about being kicked out of the group. She's feeling lonely and, hurt. She's still hurting from her marriage as well. Noticeably, at the end of the song, very strategic, she said something pertaining to, she and her sister will have to have some words about the residuals. But it was the attitude that came with that, It's LaTocha never accepting accountability for her actions. Now, this is the attitude that makes it very difficult for one to believe that LaTocha is regretful about anything. What I think is she's broke. She's no longer a part of the group. Also, she and her man of 30 years have parted ways. Or so she says. Because it's LaTocha. She appears to have a very strange relationship with the truth. Now, when it comes to her and Rocky, if they're divorced or whatever, we want to see the paperwork, LaTocha. Because she is so untrustworthy. Girl, we don't believe you. Anyway, I do believe that she wants to make money. She's not making money on her own like she thought she would, because LaTocha has a voice that is undeniable. She is talented. And that is why I think she thought she was indisposable. Hence the attitude she had. But girl, not when Candy Boris is involved. Candy's going to find a way to make money. I mean, we all know what motivates Candy. Anyway, now, if those of you who are familiar with the situation, if you recall, while, Tasha K did the interview with one of Mr. LaTocha Scott's supposed connections, and that video was everywhere. Everyone was making reaction videos. So I made a reaction video. And Mr. LaTocha Scott decided to report my video to YouTube. Now, why would he want to bring my tiny channel to the attention of YouTube? Why so? I mean, Mr. LaTocha Scott, it's not personal. It is only content. Stop being so sensitive. Anyway, the matter was resolved. YouTube sent me an email, and then the matter was resolved. And then YouTube sent me another email stating that they concluded that I did not violate their guidelines. Fair use, Mr. LaTocha Scott. It is called fair use. So, actually what YouTube really did was to give him the gall. And he is one of the main players in this mess between these two sisters. Go find a job, Mr. LaTocha Scott. Listen, this situation goes deep. It goes very deep. But the first step, I think, to reconciling and to healing would be for LaTocha to accept accountability and responsibility for her actions. However, that seems to be something very foreign to LaTocha and how she operates, because it is always someone else's fault, or she pretends not to be aware that something is happening. She ignored and invalidated her sister's feelings, and it's a whole lot. Now you can check out, I have several videos that I did on this situation. You can check out the video that I also featured, the one that he reported, and I have several supporting videos, and you get caught up. Now, from what I have seen on social media, LaTocha might be regretting this because there is hardly anyone who is favorable to her previous actions. So what she did in that rendition of residuals, is yet again causing her to be ridiculed. Girl, if Tone Deaf was a person, it would be you, LaTocha. Because here again, you have exposed yourself because you think you can manipulate and control situations. But if you were to ask her, oh, no, she would think she did the right thing and she landed where she intended. Now, due to all the backlash she has been receiving, don't be surprised if she comes out with more denials and excuses, because that is who LaTocha is. Instead of thinking that, girl, let me just do right by these people, because Tamika is not going to let up on this situation until LaTocha, or so it appears. So it seems. They're sisters, so anything can happen. But Tamika is adamant about LaTocha stealing from her, LaTocha and Rocky, and allegedly, and she's not letting that go. And Tiny's mom has the evidence. Now listen, I had already completed this video, and then a notification came to my phone from the shade room, and I noticed that Candy had said something. Candy responded, and she said, fix what's happening in the family, and then it can be a talk about what's going on with Escape. So I was like, oh, the girls are, responding to LaTocha's mess, because I called it. I knew she is so predictable. And that's not it. Tamika then came out and said, okay, sis, call me. I am waiting. I am waiting. I knew this was LaTocha being her usual manipulative self. Listen, I've come to realize that LaTocha has a very strange relationship with the truth. And I can see her and Rocky's fingerprints all over this mess. Now go to Ricky Smiley. The Ricky Smiley show? The brat spoke with Tamika. Tamika called into the show. Go listen to what she says. As always, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.